Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for X-Men Annual #1. Let's take a look at the creative team. This book is written by Steve Foxe with art by Andrea Vito, Sebastian Cheng on colors, and Clayton Cowles on letters. This is a pretty much a standalone issue because that's the nature of these annuals. In this book, the newest X-Men burns up the spotlight. In a surprising turn of events, Firestar, who had not fully embraced Krakoa, was elected to the X-Men at the Hellfire Gala. Her history with the mutant nature is tumultuous, one for many reasons, but her record as a hero is exemplary. Can she wrestle with her past in time to rise to the occasion to thrust upon her power? Yeah, I mean, this was a really interesting issue. I like that it's really Firestar centric. I've really enjoyed throughout the past few months Firestar being in the X-Men. The biggest thing about her, I think, is that she used to team up with Iceman and Spider-Man, mainly because of the cartoon, right? So they really brought that into the comics. They built that out, their relationship out. But in this issue, we really explore some of her other history. I would say, uh, her past as an X-Men and who has left, her contentious relationship with the Hellions, who are also part of the Krakoa Nation, her leaving the team to be an Avenger, facing her own personal challenges. It's just a lot of stuff that comes back in this issue. Just a lot of history of her. I just think it's a really fun issue. If you're a fan of Firestar, I think you'll really enjoy this. You also get a lot of classic X-Men stuff here happening, but also just like a really poignant story of somebody who is trying to earn their place. Because it was kind of a surprise that she was named as part of the team. So let's go take a look at some preview art. We'll talk more about the book. And look, I think Vito and Cheng do a fantastic job illustrating and bringing Krakoa to life. Just the altercation between Firestar and the Hellions, while we get some flashbacks in between to a lot of these things. Firestar is narrating a lot of this book, which really puts us in her point of view. And then just really fun to see some of the old Hellions back. I don't think we've seen as many of them as we could have in the past, so I feel like I hope this is not a one-time thing where they'll bring them back and just to propel this story forward. But it's also really cool to see this new team of the X-Men, which I'm still getting used to seeing, but it's really fun. I mean, Iceman and Firestar always will have chemistry. Of course, Cyclops and Jean and Sync, Magic, Forge, and Havoc, like just such an interesting team. And I just love this page of like all the things that they have to kind of face. There's different issues with the Harrower in Manila, By Beast in Vancouver. Even the Mojoverse needs some help from the X-Men, and of course some natural disaster happening in Florida, which is where a lot of our story takes place. So you get a good mix of X-Men shenanigans with just some really cool storytelling. There was a few pages in this book that hit really hard just because you never know what a character's been through, or as when you get reminded of one of these characters, what these characters have gone through in the past. There's definitely a lot to talk about. Like, the X-Men have not been, uh, subtle about the message of like healthcare and all this stuff that of taking care of people and the needs of them. And I think this issue also brings that stuff in, but it folds it in part of the story as it doesn't feel out of place. So I really, really enjoyed this issue. I've been really enjoying the X-Men book. And even though this is Steve Foxe, was a different writer, I think they did a great job bringing in this story seamlessly into an issue which you can just pick up. Even if you're not reading the X-Men, I would recommend for any fan of Firestar, just pick this up. I think you'll definitely enjoy the book. But let me know what you thought of this book. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.